Hello, sweet people. Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host, Jan. Hope you're doing well. I really do hope you ever bought it. I know, sometimes it's better without. Maybe without. Should we go without? Okay, yeah, it's just a bit more intimate, you and me. Look, I got a new tattoo. Qui vivre verra. Yes. Just get out of the way, because you probably can see it on my neck. Look, man, Graham Potter's fought back yet again. The emotionless robot has demonstrated a heartbeat, and I like it. If you know me, I want it to work with him. I think the plan with Graham Potter, I like his stance. I like how he's measured and refuses to lose his sugar live in press conferences. I do like that. I've always liked Potter. If you know me, I wanted him for the England job when we had Tuchel. And when Tuchel became untenable, yes, I endorsed the appointment of Graham Potter. And ever since, it's looked better and better for me, personally. I know everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but the acquisition of recruitment teams, technical footballing teams, different coaches and everything, and even like we spoke about Gilbert and Knocker, I'm really into that. I like it. We just need to see. We've got an amazing, talented team. We just need to see results. I'm going to jump into an article today written by Jacob Steinberg of The Guardian to cite what angry Graham Potter has said and how Chelsea reportedly want to buy Jude Bellingham. Hashtag cheat code. The spending continues. Jude Bellingham and Enzo Fernandez double pivot. Can I get a whoop whoop? I mean, that would be ridiculous, wouldn't it? Anyway, let's housework. Thanks for liking the video. Really means a lot. I appreciate all of your interactions and comments and shares. If people share still. Turn the bell on if you subscribe and let's just get into it, man. So, Steiny of The Guardian, Jacob Steinberg. Let's see what this chap has to say for himself here on his article titled Graham Potter rounds on pundits as Chelsea continue Bellingham chase. Now, Matt Law has also written about this, but I chose to cite The Guardian because it's spoken about the two stories I want to speak about today, which of course is Graham Potter giving it the old left-right good night to the pundits and, well, to the media. And, of course, I want to find out what's going on with Jude. Like, what a player he is, by the way. Like, he was looking like England's form player for a little while in the international tournament of last. That's not English. What a player. What an absolutely incredible player. Very similar to Enzo. I don't understand how both necessarily. I mean, when we didn't sign Enzo Fernandez, and you said to me, all right, if you could sign one of the English boys, Jude Bellingham and Declan Rice, I would have chosen Jude Bellingham. But now we have Enzo Fernandez, I would choose Declan Rice to partner him. I just think he'd be more of a complementary partner, more of a defensively minded, because Jude can play in the number 10 role, kind of like Enzo Fernandez. They're both like can play anywhere in the midfield, which you might say works, but one could go, one could stay. But I don't know, man, I feel like we need more of a stopper. Call me old-fashioned, call me a boomer, but just get a big lump in front of the back foot, you know what I mean, mate? Stop him from going past. Let's read this article. Graham Potter has said pundits who criticised him for not getting angry at Chelsea for not getting a penalty during the draw against West Ham don't know anything about anything. Yeah, I watched this presser last night, way after everyone had watched it, and I loved this, by the way, because he was like, sod all of you. Without getting angry, he keeps himself, and he's talked about the questions being silly, but he's just look, you guys just don't, and we do know nothing. Fans know nothing. We don't know what happens behind closed doors. We don't know about the training. We don't know about the coaching. We don't know about their past. We don't know about what really was happening with Thomas Tuchel behind the scenes. We're just watching the theatre, the entertainment, the drama, and we're letting our emotions get away with us, as this is what we do. And this is why football is a big thing, because it offers that medium in all of our lives where we can just express, just channel energy. And that's why it's big. And, football managers, club owners, officials, they need to understand that. And you can't jeopardize that. Otherwise, the game's not as good. And the game doesn't represent that part of our lives. But, like I've echoed recently, it's important for us as Chelsea fans to want that emotional stability and measured approach. So we know we're allowed to get all pissed off and emotional and stuff, but from their side, behind the scenes, it's not going to crack. Chelsea head coach delivered his rebuke before his side faced before we played Dortmund in the Champions League, whose key midfielder Jude Bellingham remains a summer target for the club. Rio Ferdinand, obviously Chelsea should get angry. Joe Cole, obviously. I'm not going to do the voice for everyone, but... And Danny Murphy expressed surprise that Potter delivered a measured response after the officials decided not to act when West Ham's Thomas Souček appeared to handle a shot from Conor Gallagher. There wasn't any appearance about it, my friend Steinberg. It was just what happened. However, the Chelsea manager, who denied suggestions of a rift between Michailo Mudryk and Marc Cucurella, I think that's been created by Chelsea fans on social media, hit back at the former professionals and argued that he had a responsibility to not contribute to the abuse of referees. Brilliant. So he said, quote, "I try to be careful and not get into these discussions through the media. Of course I get angry. I'm a human being, just like you. I choose to conduct myself in a way that I think is right on the side of the pitch. The same media wanting me to be more angry, but then run stories about problems in grassroots football, and I don't see the connection. Yeah, like also, refs in grassroots football getting abused and no one wanting to be a ref and all that kind of stuff. So he's saying, look, it's basically saying, look, make your mind up, mate." He goes on to say, "That's not to say we don't all lose our temper, because we do. It's an emotional thing. At the same time, I think I have a responsibility." I love this line. "I have a responsibility to myself, Chelsea, and the game to act in a responsible way. For me, not anyone else. For me, mic drop, suck a fat one, all of you. This guy is a Jedi. He's a Jedi. We've got a Jedi as a manager. If you think you can start a coaching career, not in the Premier League, but in the Northern Counties Division 1, so that's like the 9th tier of football, and get to this point now as Chelsea manager in the Champions League without getting angry or always being nice, I would suggest you don't know it. Not you, viewer, mate, you know what I'm saying. You don't know anything about anything." So he's getting angry here. He's getting angry here. Cesar Azpilicueta, Chelsea's club captain, delivered a curt reply when he was asked about Souček's handball, whether he had seen Potter lose his temper in private. He said, "I was angry. I can speak about myself. I was watching the iPad on the bench. It was a bad decision that we were not awarded a penalty. That's the truth. It's quite unfair to us, but maybe to not get a penalty and 3 points, which would change the picture. But I've always been with different managers who have expressed themselves in different way. There is nothing more I can add," which is fine. Chelsea have not given up on trying to side Jude Bellingham, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! Well, let's do it next story graphic. Anyway, look, I like calm Graham Potter, but every now and again he just sort of twitches, and I like that too. So Chelsea have not given up on trying to side Jude Bellingham this summer, even though they face a battle to qualify for the Champions League and are not favourites to land the Dortmund midfielder. There's got to be an element now. I know this was it sounded like sort of hot air before, but this has got to be the point, genuinely, where young, talented players, I know that they look at Chelsea and the dirty word, project, and the process, but they got to look at Chelsea now and go, actually, yeah. Do you know what I mean? When we're signing Cassidy and Santos, who are, by the way, very, very good players and probably will be in the first team, it's they want to build for the future, but something like, hold on a minute. Enzo Fernandez, João Felix, Michailo Mudryk, Reece James at the back, Wesley Fofana, Badia Shield, other four, even Madueke, I want to be part of this. It gets to the point now where it's not like this theory pitch. It's legit, they are building a team for the future, of superstars, the West London All-Stars, and I want to be part of that. Jude might think that. I know everyone's signed him off to Liverpool or whatever, but for her, There is a acceptance that Liverpool, Man City and Real Madrid are leading the chase. However, Chelsea remain interested in the England international despite the Todd Bowley Clear Lake capital regime having spent more than £500 million since the last summer. Chelsea broke the British transfer record when they signed Enzo Fernandez for £106 million from Benfica last month. Bowley and Clear Lake are leading a major rebuild and have shown a willingness to spend big money on young talent. Bellingham is expected to leave Dortmund on a huge fee. The 19-year-old is likely to cost £100 million and could command wages more than $200k a week. Well, already that causes a issue because Chelsea are rightly creating a new wage structure where everyone's on a similar basic, but they have the opportunity to earn and generate more, which I endorse. As you know, you might do too. You might not. Hey, we're all different. And obviously someone like Liverpool will probably just give them that wage just straight up. So, let's read on. I'll give you my thoughts on it. Also, Matt Law did quote, write in quotations, so a source, I suppose, somewhere along the way, said Todd Bowley would move heaven and earth to sign Jude Bellingham. Chelsea would love to sign Bellingham, who shone for England at the World Cup, and are keen to build a strong line of communication with the players' representatives. They've also targeted Brighton's Moises Caicedo. So I laugh because I'm just remembering his Instagram, like, I'm gone for a record fee. Thank you, dear Brighton fans and friends and stuff, but I'm gone. I've been signed for a record fee. 2 weeks later, back in training. And West Ham's Declan Rice, who favours a move to Arsenal. Yeah, that hurts. Favours a move to Arsenal. I kind of get it. I mean, he is a self-proclaimed, on multiple occasions, Chelsea fan. He did the overlap with Gary Neville about a year ago, and we're just like talking about, yeah, he's a Chelsea boy, he's a Chelsea fan, it's no secret, he loves Chelsea, his family's Chelsea fan, So there's that. But maybe he's also a very, very ambitious lad. And maybe, just maybe, he looks at Arsenal at the top of the league. He looks at Enzo Fernandez. And just, I'd love them to be partners. But maybe he just thinks, I should just go to Arsenal. Maybe Arsenal will give him a better starting wage than Chelsea. There's a lot of stuff to consider. Look, man, I'm a Chelsea fan. The thing is, all fans said if you could play for any club with Chelsea involved, you'd always choose the club you support. But if I was like I don't know. So I'm 30, I'm going to just go off on a minor tangent here. I'm 33, right? I'm like your Aubameyangs, nearly Girouds. If I was a striker that could score the odd goal, and Chelsea were going to give me like a crappy deal, 12 plus 12, or I could go to PSG. And, as I speak a bit of French, and I don't really like the PSG project, but let's just say a big club like that, and they would give me loads of money and a 4-year deal. I'd probably go. Whether Bellingham would be willing to join Chelsea, who want to extend N'Golo Kante's deal, which I am very interested in, remains to be seen. Potter's team are 10th in the Premier League. Blech. Thank you. And could miss out on European football. Yeah, I've sort of accepted that. Chelsea also must take on financial fair play considerations into account, which I sort of believe they are. I hope they are. Potter addressed the noise around Cucurella not passing to Mudryk against West Ham after Mudryk liked and then unliked a meme criticising the left back on social media. Potter said that the Ukraine winger simply needed to build a connection with Cucurella on the pitch. Yeah, I think this is a load of blown out of proportion. He said this: there's no problem in terms of anything sinister at all. If anything, it's just teammates understanding each other. It's quite a common problem, I would say, when to pass, at what point, at what time. It's Misha's third game with us. There's no problem. Yeah, I think we've just blown that out of proportion. In the system, they'll have a cuddle at some point, and all will be fine. Chelsea could be boosted by Wesley Fofana, Zakaria, and Kovacic returning from injury. Sterling is still unavailable. Potter must also adjust his defence after omitting Benoit Badiashile from his Champions League squad. Koulibaly is competing with Chalobah for a starting spot next to Thiago Silva. You're interested about my thoughts on tonight's game? Please go back and watch my previous upload, and I talk about how I would approach this game and if Chelsea can win the Champions League. But for this video, I'm going to wrap it up. I feel pretty good about Graham Potter's response, his demeanour. I feel invigorated. I feel the project and the process coursing through my veins. Many of you don't like that, but hey, as long as we respect each other, we can all remain friends. Thank you for joining me. I do appreciate every single ruddy one of you, and I request a like in return. I need like a little begging thing. Please, sir, can I have a like? I should get a little animation, like a begging orphan that does that. You know that would be problematic. Anyway, I'm going to go now. See you later. Peace.